Wow, it sure has been one heck of a long week for me. I think it's safe to say that this is one of the most outrageous controversies I think I've seen yet, and that's saying a lot. I've seen so much goddamn drama on the internet, it's hard to pick which one is the most stupid, but this is definitely up there, and I never would have expected me to be a part of it. I apologize if your brain is going to start hurting through this video, because there's just so much silliness in this controversy that it's actually not even funny. First off, I would like to admit that the person I'm going to be talking about was actually a longtime friend of mine, note the past tense there. However, this goes just beyond being a personal thing, as it does actually lead to harassment and a lot of mention in suicide and self-harm, so if those subjects are distressing to you, you may want to skip this one. I would be going over a timeline of events here from start to finish, but to be honest, I'm not going to waste anyone's time doing that. I'll only mention things that are important here, because there's just so much to unpack from the history of the story, and it's already kind of a minefield to navigate anyway, so I'm going to be briefly mentioning context and a few small bits here and there. If you're an avid member of the Splatoon community, whether it be Sim and Run or PvP, you might want to put this on your radar because shit's about to get real. JP_Purin, also otherwise known as PreenChan39 or just Purin, is someone who I believe is going to have to get banned everywhere, like completely deplatformed, and allow me to explain why. If you don't know who JP Purin is, they're basically a Splatoon 3 streamer on Twitch with just over 1,000 followers and is infamous for her Jigglypuff persona. Their presence extends to beyond their own small community. They often show up in other Splatoon streamers' chats, such as DJ Particle for example. Now, earlier I said this is a friend of mine, and while that is true, it's more of a controlling relationship per se, because behind the scenes, Purin is just absolutely completely intolerable. Just in case any of you are not aware, I am a Smash Bros. Ultimate competitor, who means the character Pichu in the game. Why am I bringing this up? Well, it's because something that is just that easy to understand and trivial as playing a certain video game and competing in it is apparently enough to hurt Purin's feelings right to the core. For context, Purin used to be a Smash player as well, and while she didn't compete, she was a casual player with a lot of skill. For some fucking reason, she treats every match inside the game as if it was a for real fight, grandiose style battle to the death of kind of thing, and actually taking everything to heart way too deeply. Back then, me and Purin would play this game together, and while we were even in skill, I would say, whenever she would lose to me in a match, she would start trauma dumping me in private Discord messages, saying just how much Pichu hurts her and how she feels like Pichu is going to come and kill her. Anyone with a functioning frontal lobe should understand that this behavior is completely uncalled for and downright delusional, and would try to start explaining to her that it is. This mindset of hers and people constantly trying to support her would cause an insane year-and-a-half-long domino effect lasting all the way up to present day. Oh, and by the way, this has been going on since the beginning of 2023. This would spark multiple controversies ranging from Donovan's channel, which is already a drama-inspiring powerhouse, to Rami's channel, which is just a casual get-together and have some fun playing Samus kind of thing. All because of her unjustified feelings with the goddamn Pokemon of all things. Usually there'd be more pressing things to worry about, but nope, Purin treats this stupid thing as an actual threat to her and her life and constantly is trying to hurt herself because of it. It's so outlandish and crazy you probably think I'm bluffing here. That is until I posted a tweet regarding the situation with DJ Particle after they banned me for reasons unknown. Purin is once again heavily associated with DJ Particle, so it would come to no surprise to anybody that Purin straight up lied to Particle, claiming that I had done things to her which were not true. People were replying to the tweets saying such things, acting like I was the bad guy here, when Purin is just straight up acting crazy over fucking nothing, and is just trying to get me cancelled because she doesn't like me. I'll then try to show just how stupid this whole thing is, why it doesn't make any sense, and she's just not taking it seriously at this point, saying that it's really cute of me to argue with her. This insufferable asshole just dropped an "it's so cute when you argue." If that isn't complacency, I don't know what is. She keeps saying how she doesn't remember saying things in the screenshots when she literally did say them to me only 5 months ago, privately, mentioning how every time I play Smash Bros. It feels like she's getting hit with missiles. I'm not even playing with her, I'm just playing in my own spare time, and she has the audacity to rant about this kind of stuff, acting like she's a victim and mentally abused me. Purin, what in the world do you expect to gain from this? I assume you're a fan of Splatoon, or even just having friends in general, Your actions are making the environment around you feel more and more toxic as time goes on, and as such, people such as myself start exposing you for your innate and heinous actions on yourself and others. DG Particle comes out replying to my tweet with a very shallow response saying that I shouldn't have isolated Perrin, which I don't understand. I told her to go call a hotline when she's getting feelings like this, or to go to therapy as soon as possible, but she refuses every last bit of it, saying that I don't understand her in response. I have done everything that I could have to help her out, and nothing worked. To be fair, it's not even my job to do that. Why should it be upon me to take care of their suicidal thoughts for them? Yes, we're friends and help out with each other, but not like this. When she kept telling me to drop Pichu, not just in game, but in general, when I eventually did try that out, nothing changed. That's what I just don't understand. You start telling me to get rid of Pichu completely, or else you're gonna hurt yourself. You get what you wanted, and then continue on like nothing happened, and continue heckling me. It's just pure manipulation. There's no excuse for this behavior. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, mental abuse, and she just doesn't quit it even after all the evidence that was piled up against her. The actual dangerous part about this is that even after we block each other, she can still go on spreading misinformation, since she has a larger audience reach than I do, and can possibly even start this kind of shit with someone else and start heckling that person for all we know. I wouldn't wait for them to do it again to start banning them. I would start banning them now for both what they have done to me, themselves, and to prevent them from hurting others or even themselves in the future. When Perrin makes these claims about me hurting her, she doesn't even provide evidence. She just says I was the one bullying her, and people like DG Particle automatically go along with it because they are biased towards her for being a veteran viewer, despite her obvious apparent delusionality. I already reported JP Burns' channel for mentioning his self-harm and threatening to commit suicide in Twitch Whispers with me, and keep in mind, she said shit like this before I was even 18 years old, so she was basically having inappropriate conversations with me when I was a minor. Earlier today, she actually deleted her tweets that were responding to my posts, as if she's actually afraid of some shortcoming repercussions. So yeah, that's basically it. I hate talking about stuff like this, but this has to be brought up because anyone who is a Splatoon streamer after viewing this, I believe should just immediately ban JP Burn from their channel outright. It's just completely indefensible behavior.
I would also say this, I say this very kindly, I want to sound insensitive, but if a person is showing in smaller matters, like, again, let's be honest, if they're like Pichu, that is not the end of the world. I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but I'm being very realistic, okay? There are other, usually more pressing things that could be that important to a person. If they are that worried about something that's that small, I'm not trying to make it any smaller here, but something that's not the end of the world, it's something like a Pokemon or something else. That shows me that there's other things that are going to be far more controlling on, far more selfish on, right? I think it's very selfish. Imagine you came into my stream and you said, oh, well, I like playing this character. I said, nope, not playing it here because I don't like that. Not for me. And when you come away thinking, man, that guy's kind of selfish, it's kind of rude. And I'm going to be very realistic and state my words very clearly here. That is being rude. Telling a person saying, hey, you can't do that, you can't like that character or whatever else it is, when you actually already do, it is rude. That is manipulation. That's not right. So, to me, I think it's very kind of you to rebrand for somebody because they don't like a certain thing. But I caution you this. One of the things you have to learn is that you have to be comfortable with liking things or being in situations where people necessarily do not agree with you. And let me ask you this. So are you then going to change or rebrand if another person comes in and says, hey, I don't like Meowstick, and then you're going to have to do it all over again? No, at some point you're going to have to put your foot down and say, hey, I understand you may not understand or like this character or whatever the situation may be, but I do. And if you respect me as a person, then I would need you to understand that I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And if you don't like it, then I'm sorry, but that's not me, and that may be something you want to deal with. I mean, really, that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, but at the same time, and I understand that. I understand people go through things that are bento, but I'm still going to caution you with this. They may be going through something, they may punish themselves, whatever it is that's not healthy, but why is that upon you to then, why is it then upon you to take care of it for them? Ultimately, they need to make that choice, they need to be able to fix that problem, and you're not that person, right? That's not right. See what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I have no sympathy for them, I'm not saying I'm not sensitive to the things that they're going through, but at the end of the day, it's taking away from the things you enjoy, and now it's a burden you're carrying, which you shouldn't have to do in either way.